help your family stay safe. A lot of us probably know about the big things having to do with water safety. You learn CPR, you have a pool, or you have a pool fence, and you know how to swim, but there are a lot of other things that you may not have thought of. That's why we brought Michael Haggard in with the National Drowning Prevention Alliance with us today. So, Michael, you suggest not just having a fence around a pool, but also putting it around other bodies of water too, like a pond that a lot of us have in Southwest Florida.
Sure, you see all these beautiful developments with these great ponds and these fountains, but really they're very dangerous because they're man-made and they all involve slopes, and sometimes they involve what's illegal slopes that violate codes, and once a child or anyone hits that water, it goes immediately deep. So it's important to talk to your homeowners association about having a fence, and if they won't do it, not only being aware of it, but possibly installing door alarms that would alert you if a child gets outside for some reason.
How common is that? Because just off the top of my head, I don't think I've ever seen a fence like that around a pond in a neighborhood.
And the problem is it's not required. If you go to an apartment pool, you'll see fences all the time because it's required by law. In natural bodies of water, it's not required unless you have an agreement with your HOA. So a lot of times what we suggest is, well, then take care of it yourself. Put on, these $50 door alarms that if your sliding glass door or any door opens, that alarm will sound until you hit a chime to turn it off, just to alert you that your child may have gotten outside near a body of water.
When we talk about safety, a lot of the things we think about, you just mentioned alarms, are kind of high tech. But what about for some of the older homes, maybe the homes that were built in the 70s and 80s that have pools? You say there are additional dangers with those homes. What are they?
Well, since the 1950s, we've had what's called suction entrapments, where a child or even an adult can be stuck on a drain at the bottom of the pool.
Right.
We've had tremendous success in getting dual drains installed in newer pools. But you may find yourself in a single drain pool that you could be stuck, even to the vac outlet on the side of the pool. You could have your hair entangled and it causes drowning. So if you have a single drain, make sure you have a new pump that will have a suction vacuum relief device, which will stop the pump immediately if you get stuck. So really just count the drains on the bottom and go to wherever you can go to get a new pump.
All right, what about renters? Whether you're in a house or an apartment or condo, something like that, what are some of the dangers that people need to be aware of there?
Well, again, fencing around pools is so important, but when you have a young child, if that gate is not self-closing and self-latching, someone can leave it open by an inch and someone's getting in there. So really have a knowledge of, does that have a self-latching gate that will close on its own and latch itself? And if you're renting and you get an Airbnb, you better make sure what are the safety procedures ahead of time, because once you get there, you're not putting in a fence.
Right.
And you're not going to Home Depot and getting an alarm. So you really want to know those things ahead of time. We want people to come down Southwest Florida, enjoy our beautiful weather and everything like that, but we don't want these tragedies. And folks that aren't around water a lot don't realize how quick their kids will get there.
Absolutely. Be hyper alert with your children. Also, if they're old enough, have conversations with them. Michael, thank you very much for joining us today on what is a very important topic.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa.